Hello friends, happy Thursday. It feels weird to be saying Thursday because usually I'm saying happy Friday, but my normal day, if I go live, is usually Friday if you're new here to my channel. But tomorrow I'm teaching in a holiday event with Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine. So I wanted to join you guys this week, and so here I am on Thursday. Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for being here today. Jen and Jean and Leslie and Shop Girl from Texas. Let me know where you're at in Texas. And I saw someone was just getting home from Texas, Joy Ledbetter from Houston. That's my old stomping ground. I lived there for 10 years. Oh, Paula's in the Netherlands. Nice that you could be here on this Thursday evening. Oh, JC, I'm sorry. Yeah, catch the replay, friend. Hello, Catherine. So I'm here. I'm a little bit under the weather. You can kind of hear it in my throat, but I have my water nearby, and I'm going to try to do my best. If I have to cough, I'll mute my mic for you guys. Hey, Maureen, thank you so much. Hey, Marta. Hi, Georgina from Louisville. Okay, from Louisville, Texas. There's lots of Texans in the house today. Love to see that. Love my my old home. And now I am outside of Chicago, so it's beautiful, like kind of in the 50s here this morning, sunshine. It's a beautiful day. And I saw my friend Marisha was here too. Hello, Marisha. Oh, you're in Sherman, Texas. Nice that you could be here. So I've seen some new faces. Thank you for stopping by today. Lately, Gina K has been killing it with her kits. And if you're new to Gina K Designs, she will often release a kit. And that kit comes with lots of different bundles. But then the following month, you can get those bundles all as one-off items. And so I try to use most of what I can from the kit, but there's a lot included. So I wanted to come back to one of those items that I haven't used yet and use that with you guys today, because I know many of you may have it in your stash. Maybe you purchased it and maybe you haven't used it either. So I thought it would be fun today to go with stencils, because I do need to keep it under an hour, because of course Gina K is live at noon Central Time, and she has something very exciting to share, and I do know what it is, and I'm keeping the secret. If you ask any of my friends, I am the best secret keeper ever. I don't say a word. So you'll have to join Gina right after my live on her live at noon to find out what it is. And then at noon, you'll be able to see what it is on all of my social posts too. So I have a blog post coming out. I'll have an Instagram post coming out. So I'm super excited. Okay, Gina K is always killing it, Connie. You're so right. She is so smart, and they create such cool products to create with. So yes, I'm excited that it's out there, Amrita. Okay, let's go to my down camera. I can't remember how close I had it before. Okay, it's not too close. Here we go. Let's go in a little bit tighter. Now, I'm going to get out my big mat right now, because I'm going to be stenciling, and I really want a lot of grip area, you know? Santa is in the Andrew house. He's behind me, and he will be up the rest of the season. We're skipping over Thanksgiving in my office. Out in my living space, we have pumpkins and leaves and stuff everywhere, but in here, we're focused on Christmas the rest of the time, Barbara. I think this is the hardest part about using these mats. And I just need to make sure I take that off before my live, because that's a lot of ASMR for some of you, okay? Some of you like it and some of you don't. So I totally get that. Hey, Cynthia B, nice to see you, friend. I'm so glad you could be here. Maybe a Thursday is better for everyone. Maybe that's what it is. I see a lot of friendly faces here. Okay, so today I'm going to be using, and if you joined the live like way in advance, maybe you clicked on the link 20 minutes ago, hit refresh so that you can see all the products listed in the video description below. I'm going to be using this really fun art stencil set. It is called, and I'll show you this picture because it gives you an idea better, Layered Mistletoe. It's a very graphic design, and I just thought it was really fun. And because I haven't had a chance to try it out yet, I just wanted to give it a go, right? So there are 4 stencils here. So you have 2 for the greenery, and 2 for the berries and the bow, okay? So we're gonna give this a try and see kind of what we should do in highlights, what we should do in lowlights. I think the smaller portions I'm going to do in the darker green, the bigger portion I'm going to do in the lighter green, but we're going to try to shade as we go as well. Okay, so I'm going to place, now the thing that you want to do is make sure that you're going to give yourself enough space around your paper so that you can die cut. Oh, Jen hasn't used it yet. This is exciting. And Elizabeth Tate, tell me, have you used yours yet? No judgment if you haven't, because here's mine, still in packaging, unused. So look, that's a nice margin for me to play with there. So I think an A2 size piece of paper is gonna totally be fine. If you have something you're stenciling and it's kind of going out to the edges of that A2, sometimes it's nice just to give yourself a little bit more room and do like a 6x6 piece of paper. Oh, you don't have that one, Tracy? That is surprising. It is a good set, Catherine. I love it too. And I always feel guilty, you know, it's like my children sitting in my cabinet behind me. I'm like, I haven't played with you yet. We need to have a play session, right? Hey, Nikki Foraker, nice to see you, my friend. Okay, so I have grass green. I have some of the classics, right? I have grass green, jelly bean green, and fresh asparagus. But then I grabbed Kelly green too. And this is Gina's newest green. So I thought maybe we could try a little Kelly green, maybe we could do a little grass green, or maybe Kelly green and fresh asparagus to kind of tone it down. But we can also, you know what? I do have dark spruce somewhere, or maybe I could do a medium spruce because dark spruce is uber dark. So maybe we kind of tone down that Kelly green with a medium spruce and we try that. Let's give it a go. You never know what it's going to be like until you try it, my friends. So it's always worth it to just give it a try. Now, you might be able to hear a little clicking. I have nowhere to put my brushes right now because my fuse is right next to me, because I have a plan to fuse a panel that goes behind this, right? Because this is just one element on my card, but I want something to kind of like go behind it and really look Christmassy and sparkly. Hey Florna, nice to see you. Thank you for liking and sharing this video. I didn't do like as much promotion for this video as I would have liked, but I have been sick this week and I just feel like I'm a little slow this week. Every morning, you know, I've gotten the kids off to school. My husband is traveling for work. And so I just felt proud that I got the kids out of the house, fed and clothed. And then when I got home, I just had to like take a few minutes to get myself like together. It's taken me longer since I've not felt well this week, you know, to kind of get myself motivated, I would say. Get myself motivated. Okay, so this is a nice bright green. This is Kelly green. Okay, I'm gonna go in a little bit closer, a little bit tighter so you can really see what I'm doing here. So I'm just gonna give this an overall wash of Kelly green. Hey Risa, nice to see you. And you have this set, I love that. See you guys, it's not just me. It's not just me that doesn't get a chance to play with all their toys. It's funny because I get mad at my son because he's 5, bless him. And you know, he got a lot of hand-me-downs from my daughter who's 12. So we had toys on hand that we saved from her. And then like he has a closet full of toys and I'm like, buddy, why don't you play with these? Let's play with these things. But isn't that the same as me here in my craft room? Not playing with all of my toys, right? It's the same. It's the same. Okay, so let's grab some fresh asparagus and let's see what happens when we just tone that down a tiny bit. Now, I can take like a smaller brush, this one here, and I think I have all my brushes linked in there. And now this one's a little bit more yellow than grass green, okay? So if I just kind of touch the edges of these, now it's not changing much, I will say. I think that Kelly green just has the upper hand here. It really does. This might just add a little bit of that yellowy green on the edges. So that's okay. It kind of gives it a little bit of a punch, a little something something. The other thing we can do is kind of where that bow is going to be. You know, it gets a little darker where something cinches. So let's give that a little bit of a shadow effect too. Okay, so now let's see what this looks like. And I'll move my fresh asparagus. And I'm gonna grab my little spatula here. Oh, that looks quite good actually. Do you see like how that fresh asparagus gave those tips that just kind of like that shadowing effect? That's really nice actually. I like that. I didn't know how that would go because one has a lot more blue to it and one has a lot more yellow. Hey Gina, we're gonna create a quick card because everyone is gonna jump over to your live after this. So nice that you're here, my friend. And so many people said that they have this set and they haven't used it either. So I'm excited about that I'm not the only one. And I want to know, you guys, how many holiday cards have you made so far this year? If you had to guess, I would say, and some of mine sadly have had to be sent off to manufacturers because like when I create cards for Spellbinders or something, they take my cards and they photograph them. So some of my babies I've had to say goodbye to. But I would have to say that I have probably made somewhere around like 30, I would say. Maybe 30. Yeah, Gina has been summoned, says Florida. I love that. She could feel us talking about how clever she is. Oh, I love it. We were saying at the beginning of my live, Gina, that you just always do things so well and so smart. And look at this. See, I highlighted around that little cinch area where the bow is, and it's already in the stencil, so I didn't even have to do that. Look. So now I'm going to take medium spruce, and let's see what happens. Let's see here. Now, I am not going to go in crazy heavy with medium spruce here because I don't think it's necessary. And you know, that Kelly green, it was making me really happy. So I don't want to take it over too much, not too much. And this is one of those things where you can try it one way with your first stencil, not add anything and see what you think. And then you can try it by adding the second stencil and seeing what you think happens after that, which one you like better. It's all an experiment, right? Ooh. Ooh. Now look at that. Let me zoom in here. So look at how many different greens you have now. That's pretty cool, you guys. That's really cool. Yes, Gina is the best. We all know this. She absolutely is. Thank you, Monica, for saying don't forget to like. And yes, Gina and Tom, they are, you guys, in person, they are just as cute and funny as they are on camera. No, I'm not joking. They are just the cutest couple. They're so sweet. And I have to say that Tom made a joke the other night, and I had to text Gina afterward because it was so funny. I laughed out loud in my office, and then my husband heard me. He heard me laughing, and he was like, "What are you laughing about?" And it was the joke about the captain from Star Trek. He made a joke about that, and I swear, I died. You'll have to go back. It was last Tuesday's live, I think. It was so funny. Okay, I'm just double checking this to make sure that I'm lining it up correctly because I don't want to mess it up because it's so pretty. Okay, I think I got it. So this is sort of going centered here and centered here. So there's a little bit of white space around, and that looks fantastic. My husband did like it, and he's super picky about jokes. I texted Gina and I said, okay, that one even made Simon laugh, so it must be funny. It must be funny. William Shatner, yes, it was a William Shatner joke, and I'm not going to tell it because you guys have to go back and watch the live because if I tell it, it will not be as funny as if Tom tells it. Okay, so for our Christmas red, go with me, you guys. Okay, how about we do some Sunkissed Coral, and then we do a little bit of either Faded Brick or Dark Carnation, but I think Faded Brick could be really pretty. So let's give this a try. It's an experiment. We're just experimenting. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my red, and we don't have to do a big red brush here because everything's quite small. And this mat is really holding this stencil down. Sometimes when you don't have a lot of space here on the bottom for that to adhere to, you'll want to add some tape, but right now it's looking pretty good. 200 cards. Wow, Crystal. Wow, that's amazing. That's so good. Jen says she has done over 40 and she has given some to her bestie. Oh, that's amazing. Wow, you guys are so good. I love that. How many, I need to go back up and see how many people set up here. I have made 18. That's really good. 25, says Marta. That's so good. I'm proud of you guys. And I hope you're going to send them all out. Tracy, you have made 15, and girlfriend, I know your cards. Your cards are stunning. So like, I'm sure those 15 were an intense 15. Because I don't think you make clean and simple cards. You make amazing cards, Tracy. Okay, I am loving Sunkissed Coral, you guys. I feel like Sunkissed Coral has just the perfect amount of that orange to it that make the berries just gorgeous. I am loving that. Okay, so we got that. I kind of did an overall wash, and then I'll do the same with the bow. Hopefully my throat doesn't sound too scratchy for you guys. I know it's a little bit different, and I'm gonna try to rest my voice for the rest of the day so that I can teach tomorrow, because I have a 3-hour class tomorrow, you guys. And if you're gonna be with me, I'm gonna have a hot beverage nearby, cup of tea. We're gonna make it through the 3-hour class. I'm just thankful it's all in my throat and some in my chest and not in my nose, because that's the worst when you have to teach and you just sound awful. Okay, let's see. Oh, so do you see here how I double checked? This is what you always have to do. If you can't figure out how something lines up, double check the packaging, because I saw that there was that little outline around the berries, and that helped me to line up the stencil exactly where everything was supposed to go, okay? So be sure that you do that. Okay, now let's go in with the shadow layer. And this one is quite easy because you just line it up with what you've already stenciled, right? So we're gonna line that up with our berries, line that up with our bow, and it's gonna hit the bottom edge of our berries. Perfect, just like that. Try not to get my arm in my green ink over here. Let me clean that off for a second. Oh, thank you, Deaf Shelty Mom. It's gonna go well. It's gonna be great. We're doing it's kind of a hybrid class, and I'm excited about it because I know in our holiday event for SCT, we'd get card makers and paper crafters, so scrapbookers and card makers together. And so I really wanted to do something that combined kind of those two things. Now I'm switching over to the detail. I love these brushes for this one. And I'm teaching a class that is tag based. So we're going to be doing different techniques on tags, like stenciling, stamping, ink blending, you know, just having some fun with tags. And we're going to be using a scrapbooking collection to kind of like finish them off. And we're going to be making a tag mini album, which I'm super excited about. It's kind of like, it's almost like a December memories album. So I'm very excited about it. Okay, so now I'm adding, what am I adding here? Faded brick. So I'm adding faded brick. I think faded brick is very pretty. And maybe you haven't used it in a while. I think there are some reds that I don't have out of Gina's line that I need to go and double check and see if I need to put those in my cart. Okay, let's see the reveal. This is the best part about stencils, and I haven't used a layering stencil in a little while, and I think every time you come back to it, you remember, oh wow, that's why stencils are so magical. Look at that. See how I created the shadows, it just in the perfect place? And you didn't even have to think about it. You don't have to think about where those shadows go at all. Catherine says, question, could you help me figure out the embossing sandwich for Gina K's embossing folder with a spellbinder? I don't have the intercut. Yes, and Catherine, I know that I shared that before. And I believe that you use it the same as you would a 3D embossing folder on the Spellbinders Platinum 6 because it is thicker, so it's like a 3D embossing folder. So I would try it with the 3D embossing folder settings. If, however, the adapter plate is too thick on top, because that's what you use for a 3D embossing folder, don't use the adapter plate and force it through. If it feels too tight, go in with the regular cutting plate first to see if that gives you a good embossed pattern, because they are much thicker. Okay, so try that. I think that might be what I did before. Okay, that's really fun, you guys. Let me go out a little. Ooh, I went in, I need to go out. Okay, going out, and I'm gonna grab my Platinum 6 really quickly and die cut this out with the coordinating die. So included in this bundle are your stencils and your die set, your die, which I put on my desk already. Hello, okay. So I'm just going to make sure that this is the same all the way around. All the margins are correct. Okay, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good. The saddest thing is when you spend the time to stencil something in and you go to die cut it and say your die slips, you know, and it totally goes off. That is so sad when that happens. I know, aren't stencils the best? Ada made about 100 cards. Ada, that is amazing. Yes, Alma, like all the combinations of green, absolutely. Doesn't it make you just want to take out all your greens and just try? Just see what happens? Stencils do make us look so good. You are so right, Jean. Tracy, well, I'm going to add this one to cart. I will say, if you want to add it to cart, Tracy, just wait until Gina's live. You can click the link that I have below, but wait until Gina's live, and then you might want to check out all in one go, because you have to go to Gina's live. And we're going to be done by then, because you know what? This is going to be a quick and easy card. Okay, so I have my big handle on my Platinum 6, so I have it hanging off the edge of my desk, and I'm going to run this through. And now my fuse is sitting next to me, and I'm going to put it up to 3 when the time is right. I think this did slip a little bit. It might be time for me to get some new plates. But oh no, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty darn good, you guys. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Can I tell you guys about Mistletoe? Because I am from Kentucky. And if you're from like kind of that region, that band across, so I'm sure Barbara Cohn, if you're still here, has it where she's at too. But we have a lot of mistletoe like growing in trees. And I grew up in a time where we were just getting like Nintendo handheld things when I was a kid. But we used to road trip a lot. We used to road trip to Florida. We used to road trip to the East Coast for vacations. And my parents would always make a game out of spotting mistletoe in the trees, because you can see a difference in mistletoe in the trees, and it grows. It's like an invasive thing. It like grows onto a tree and kind of sucks the nutrients out of the tree. It like uses the tree. Funny thing. So I used to spot mistletoe in trees on road trips. No joke. Okay. That's a really random fact about you. Yes, exactly. Tanya says Lexington and South is where I usually see it. Yeah. I'm so glad I'm not the only one. Because yeah, who knows about mistletoe growing in trees? Okay. So I have two, I'm very embarrassed right now. I don't know why. I have two foil mates here. And I love both of these. And guess what? I haven't opened either one. So we're just having fun today, opening the things that we haven't used yet. These I purchased, no, these Gina sent me, I think. But then I purchased tons of new foils and a swatch card set. So this is something that I plan on doing like over the weekend. And I got to show you guys this. I added it to my list below because maybe you didn't even know it was there. But look at this. This is so cool. So Gina has a swatch card set for her fancy foils that have every color. Jelly bean, red velvet, passionate pink, silver sequin, like the list goes on and on. It's a huge list, right? And even you can write in a name here. Maybe you have one and you're like, I'm not sure which color this is, but we're going to name it something else, right? Okay, so you can foil, put a little square of foil onto these cards, run it through your fuse, and then you can make yourself a swatch card set, then punch a hole in them and hang them up like I do my swatch cards for everything else that I have, my inks and my cardstocks. So these are really, really cool. Okay, Barbara's gonna ask her garden club friends. Yeah, that's so funny that you live in Lexington. That's where I went to school. Aline, I'm from Kentucky, Northern Kentucky, and I went to UK. So I lived in Lexington for 5 years. Almost moved back to Lexington with my husband, but we decided not to. Oh, Joy has mistletoe on her property in Louisiana. I didn't know it went that far south. That's really cool. I know, right, Catherine? Gina is so clever. Okay, so vote, my friends. We can foil both. Maybe we'll foil them and see what we like. Let's just foil a couple panels because the great thing about foil mates is that they are super easy and quick to use. Now, I think that this pattern will be way too much with that on top. It's just too much. We can't do that. It's too much. Now, if we put a little square of red behind it, maybe it would be okay. Maybe I'll use my master layouts or something and put a square of cardstock behind it instead. So that might be okay. So we'll try that one. That's from Holiday Flora. And this one is Ornamental Holiday. And we have stripes, which I love because that's the classic. And we have, oh, that's really nice. But that's a horizontal. Does that one come in a vertical? No, that's a horizontal design, which is so nice that you have that option because you don't always, right? I love that, the way the ornaments are going. But you know what? You could absolutely make that fit on there too. So let's try the stripes and let's try that one and see what we think. Let me move my packaging. Now, because there's so much green on here, I'm going to highlight the red and I'm going to use red velvet. Oh yes, yeah. So Def Shelty Mom would like that set, but all blanks because she wants to do all of her foils. That's a great idea. Yeah, they are so good. So this is something that happens to me all of the time. Just hold this when you take your foil out because if your foil sticks to that little piece of tape, it will like mess up your foil and you don't necessarily want to foil over a part that's messed up. Okay, so let me show you how I have everything stored here. So I have lots of loose pieces of foil in this little pouch and I store these in the pouch too. And you can get extras of these. What are these called, Gina? I can't even remember. It's like the fuse. I can't even remember. But these are the best way for you to put things through your fuse so that they foil properly. Okay. What I'm going to do is grab my Swiffer duster and kind of dust everything off. The inside, my panels, and the foil. I need to cut my foil down a little bit though. So I'm going to cut this in half. Hopefully I'm going to cut it all the way in half. Let's see. Let's see how good I am at doing halfway here. Of course not. Of course not. I'm not good at cutting halfway. We're just going to use the whole darn sheet. Let me find my red foil. Where did I put it? Behind me. Okay. Carrier sheet. Thank you. I'm going to hold that up. ThermoWeb has a blank set. Oh, I did not know that either, Gina. Thank you for telling us. We all learned something new today. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is hold this on here so that I make sure I cut it to the width of the panel. That's a better idea. But don't ever throw away, any of your foil. If you have even a small piece of foil, save it because you can use it for a sentiment later. Okay, so my machine was sat here and now I just hit it 3 times so it goes up to number 3. It shouldn't take long at all. It's really fast to heat up. And once you have it heated up, I always suggest like do a few different things. Do a sentiment, do something else. So we're going to also do a sentiment. And I think I just want to do a classic Merry Christmas. And this one is from the Let Your Light Shine set. I also will store whatever I've foiled already inside the packaging with my Poly-Glaze sheets so that in case I decide that I do want that one sentiment, then I already have it. If it's in a color that I already like, then I'm golden, good to go. I'm going to use Merry Christmas here. And I'm also going to use it in red. I feel like being a classic red and green Christmas card today. Oh, I missed something. I cut the sticky strip off the packaging so it doesn't do that. That's a good idea. I just wish I could have pockets for everything, that I could just put everything in a pocket. That's what I would like to have. I think Gina does have pockets too. So, okay, so right now, if you're just joining me, we have our Poly-Glaze sheets. These are all linked below. These are a holiday sets that came out as like a 2-in-1 package. So that's really fun. So you have 2 different ones. And if you are mass producing for the holidays, that's a really great way to create a lot of different cards. And then maybe if you love like the look of a foiled card and you want to keep it simple, you can just put a sentiment on top. Okay, my machine's ready. This is ready. And I'm going to run that through. Oh, you guys are so smart. Heather Joy, no worries. I know Gina starts in a few minutes, so we're creating a quick and simple card. I'm going to grab my master layouts too while that goes in. Let's see. I have all my master layouts together, but the last time I used them, I kind of mixed them up. So I'm just going to grab them all. Okay, let's see what we got here. Of course, master layouts 2 is on the top. It is my favorite. I think it's like the I Ching of master layouts. If you're going to get any master layouts, that's the one you need to get. Okay, guys, let's see. Ooh, so pretty. Now, mine didn't foil on the edge, and I'm not sure why, but that's okay because I can totally put that. I can totally die cut that and put it onto colored cardstock. So let's try this one. And then we can choose which one we like. So we'll just have 2 panels here, and then I'll do my sentiment, and then we just have to stack things together, just add some layers. And that is all. I know, I need to foil more too. I need to foil more. Maybe I need to turn it up to a 4. I don't know. Is a 4 a good idea? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. Let's try. Should we try? I don't know. Jen says she cuts the tops off of all the packaging so she can just leave the bottom alone and pulls from the top. Oh, that's a good idea, Jen. And then you store them facing up and like, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, everybody else cuts off the sticky strip and I hadn't even thought of it. I know. I'm going to turn it up to a 4 and see maybe if that's what went wrong. Maybe it needs to be warmer. No pink, no pink. I feel like I've been foiling more lately because I got some new foils and I have these new sheets, but these are the 2 that I haven't used yet. I don't know. I just think I love having one element on a card to be foiled. I think it looks like really fancy, right? And most people, when you give them a handmade card, they don't expect to see something like foil. And so I really think it's that wow factor that you give to people. because when you give them a handmade card, they usually think it's not going to look as good as a store-bought card. So, yep. So I think this foiling kind of just levels it up a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to get our sentiment ready. Let's see what this one looks like. I love red velvet though. It is sold out right now, but keep checking. Keep checking to see if it'll come back. It might be sold out right now because everybody bought it. Okay, look at that one. Much better. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I love that design. I love that design. I think that one is so pretty. Okay, so let's take this, dust this off. I will dust this off. And we will do our sentiment, die cut that out, and just throw a card together, my friends. Throw a card together. And I'm going to go ahead and get my die set ready for that one. So the coordinating die set, so Let Your Light Shine had a stamp. So all these come in stamp form if you don't want to use your foils. A Poly-Glaze set that I just used, and this die set. And I love the fonts on this one. So I know a lot of you guys have this because it was in a kit, but I just think that it's beautiful. And I really loved creating this light strand. I do have a video that shows me creating a light strand card that is really, really cute. Okay, let's see this one. Oh, pretty. Merry Christmas. Perfect, perfect. So jolly, especially in that red velvet. It's gorgeous. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Let's go ahead and die cut this out. I'm going to turn off my fuse and just move it off my desk because it does take up quite a bit of room. Not generally, but I just don't have a lot of space on my desk. It's not really that big. It's just my desk isn't that big either. So pretty much this 18 by 24 glass mat that I'm working on is my open space here. So maybe someday I'll have a nice big desk. Yes, Deborah, I know. I love having the Poly-Glaze to go with the bundles too, because it just gives you another option, right? Just one more option. And it is so nice to have the dies that coordinate. Now, tip here, don't ever get your tape to where it's going to touch your foil, because your foil could get pulled up by your tape after it goes through the machine. And I'm going to grab my mini intercut here, my little mini guy. Now usually I would put my mat down, but you know, we're in a rush today. We're creating a quick and simple card. I don't have time for that. Okay. And when you think quick and simple, you know, is this a card you could always mass produce? Maybe not. Maybe you could make 6 of them, right? And that would be good. And that would go to 6 of your more crafty friends. Look at that. Because then they would appreciate it, right? The stenciling, that doesn't take long at all, right? And you don't have to use all the multiple colors that I did. Okay, you guys, what do you think? Should we go for this one? Because I kind of like how that pattern looks on the back there. What do you guys think? Okay, so I have 2 different colors. Here I have Christmas Pine and I have red. And I am thinking, let's just go all out with the red here, because look how that pops against that. It's so pretty. Yeah, I've learned that tape lesson the hard way too. Absolutely. I think all of us have. We are all there in the same boat. Okay, I'm grabbing my folded card base and I'm going to just do this. I'm going to put this on my folded card base. Yeah, I love the floral too, Jennifer. I think the floral is the way to go. It just adds to it. And remember, we are going to add a little space for our mistletoe to go right in the middle, because if we don't add that solid pop of red behind it, it's going to kind of get lost. And we don't want that to happen because we took the time to ink blend it so beautifully, right? Oh, that is so pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to take Master Layouts 2 and let's look at this. we have, I always go for the stitched, always. Look at that. I think that that would be just perfect. And I also love the idea of that kind of coming off the side like that and then having Merry Christmas at the top. So it almost creates a window, a space to hold both of those things. So I always suggest like laying out your dies on your card just to see how it's going to go. Now the other thing we could do, now let's see, does this one go smaller or bigger or the same? That one's just a little bit bigger. We could always add a little bit of green around the outside just to give it that just extra color. I'm trying to find my scissors here. Okay, let's give this a try. I didn't do this beforehand, so we just, you know, we're going by the seat of our pants here, and that's okay. That's called crafting. That's what we do. We're crafters. We can do that. Okay? I'm just trying to cut my cardstock around my dies so that I don't waste too much. And I'm going to go ahead and put these down and grab my mini intricate here. Okay. Simple, nothing too complicated here, nothing that any one of you couldn't do, right? Just a little bit of cardstock, a little bit of ink, and voila, we have a card. Oh, where did my other plate go? Oh, here it is. Does anyone else just throw their plates around? I do. I'm so bad at it. I put my plates down everywhere. Oh, Donna made several in various color schemes and backgrounds pretty quickly. That's nice, Donna. Oh, I'm really holding that down. So this is when you need your mat. This is when you need your grit mat down. Okay, so that one has the edge detail. See how pretty? Excuse me. This one is going to be the Christmas pine, just to give a little bit of contrast. Ooh, make sure that's all the way on there. There we go. This little intricate mini is so handy though when you do have a limited amount of space and you're just using, you know, your smaller dies, especially for your sentiments and things like that. Okay, look how perfect. Isn't that great? Just that tiny little margin. Excuse me, I just need to cough. Okay, we're better now. Okay, so I'm going to move this off and then we can put this together and pop some things up too, because you don't want to have everything in one dimension when you really want something to stand out. So I am going to adhere the red to the green flat. Yes, if it is clear, I can lose it in a minute. Absolutely. I am the exact same way. Exact same way. Oh, see, that just looks so classy. As soon as you put that on there, it just elevates it for sure. And look, so this can come up from the corner like that. Now, is Merry Christmas too big? That's the question. Is Merry Christmas too big, or does it need something small that goes at the top? That is the question. I don't know. I think it could be, but then, you know, what would we do? What would we do otherwise? I don't have any other ones planned here. I think it does look okay, doesn't it? Florna says that looks amazing. Okay, so let's do it, Florna, because you said I'm going to do it. I'm also going to do this, and I'm going to offset my rectangle. I think that that's also the way to go, because then we can kind of put our sentiment off to here. So Cynthia says yes, too big. What does everybody else think? What does everyone else think? Because I can grab and do something smaller. Let me see. Okay, so I also have, oh, Christmas tree, and I can just stamp a real quick sentiment and cut that out. Little Merry Christmas, let's do that. Let's try that. Cynthia said that's better. Paula said love it. So I don't know, I don't know. There's mixed reviews. Hello, Teresa from Long Island. Guys, we're hopping over to Gina K's channel in 10 minutes because she has something very, very exciting to share. She always has something exciting to share, but this time, this is really exciting, like really big. I kind of might like this, guys. Okay, so let's grab our white cardstock. We're going to do a quick stamp sentiment. I'm going to grab another Master Layouts. If you like the supplies that I'm using today, everything is linked below, apart from like Master Layouts or something that I just grabbed, like the stamp set, and I'll add those after the live. But pretty much everything that I've used up until now has been in there. I'm going to make this right in the middle because you never know if you want to cut out, you know, something where you need a little bit more space. Now I'm going to go with the medium spruce, or let's go with dark spruce just to like help it to stand out a little bit. Yeah, Jennifer says she thinks this is getting a little bit lost. Do you think the sentiment, because it's like foil on foil? I think that that could be the case because it's a lot of foil. And if we do just a really simple sentiment that's on a strip, that might do a little bit better. And I love that font. You know, that font is really good. Okay, this is from the Oh Christmas Tree set, and I will link that one. So Master Layouts 2 has 2 strips, but they might be too small. Let's see. That one's too small. This one is wider, but it's also thicker. So I'm not sure about that one. Let's see my other ones. Let's see. We have that one, that one. Oh, these ones are good. Master Layouts 18 has one that is thinner and longer. Oh, I think that could be the one. Okay, so now we can run this through. I'm going to cut this out. Get this adhered down and run it through. And then I think we're going to be golden with this one, you guys, because this has that nice edge detail as well. And then guess what? I can just save my foiled sentiment for another card. It'll be there ready for me. Perfect. So I've grabbed Master Layouts 2 and Master Layouts 18. Absolutely, Jennifer. Yep, I get that. Yeah, Florina said, yes, that's the one. Oh, perfect. Look at that. It's like the perfect margin. It just fits it just right. Love that. And look what we can do. That can go right over the top of that, just like that. I love that. I think that that is the way to go because down here it gets too lost. Up here, it just looks just right. Perfect. Okay. Happy with that. Now I'm going to grab my foam adhesive. So this is my 1mm because I'm going to do 2 layers. I'm going to pop up my rectangle. Then I'm going to pop up the mistletoe. Okay. Oh, where's my Gina scissors? Perfect. Yes, everyone's like, yes. I know, right? So sometimes you just have to work through these things because in my head I thought, oh, that would look really pretty. But then when you put it together, you just have to make a decision. Like, no, I have to change gears, right? We do that all the time in our own crafting. And that's what happens when you don't plan ahead. And sometimes I like that because I'm just doing regular crafting like you guys are. Okay, I'm going to stand up and make sure that this is centered. And if I can, look at this. I'm going to grab my Gina K T-square. Just make sure. So I kind of like to put the T-square up, then pull it down to where this is going to be centered vertically. And then I will make sure it's centered right and left. So I kind of do one way first and the other way second. and just pray, because once that sticks down, it is stuck. And that looks pretty good. Okay, so now I can take this and I can adhere these kind of together. This is my little trick. So I do like this coming up from the corner, and I do like this Merry Christmas kind of overlapping at the top. So I put a little bit of adhesive right here where they're going to stick together. So those are stuck. And then I can go in and grab my foam, my white 1mm foam, and kind of just stick it all around. So look, I'm going to stick them together here like that. So now they're really stuck together because the foam has got them together. And then I can just go in and put little pieces of foam in here. Okay. Just like that. Do you guys have any guesses as to what Gina is sharing today? Catherine. I'm sure your Christmas card, Catherine, will have pink on it. Don't you worry. I'll make a pink one for you. So you guys take a guess as to what Gina is sharing today. I'm not going to tell you if it's right or not, but it's very exciting, and it's coming up in 5 minutes. So this card is done. I'm going to stick this on here. After the live, I will stick on some probably Gina K rhinestones or something shiny and pretty. And then I will pop this up on my feed in a little bit. But in just a few minutes, Gina will be starting her live and sharing something very exciting that you won't want to miss. So we're going to hop, all of us are just going to hop straight on over to Gina's live stream. Mona says Christmas kit. Hopefully it's a really good sale, said Tanya. Well, you know, Gina always has a good Black Friday sale, I think. I've shopped Gina's Black Friday sale a time or two, that's for sure. Okay, so now all I have to do is put this on, and I'm going to grab my tweezers here to help me hold it. The most important part to me is that Merry Christmas at the top is straight and it's centered. So I'm going to focus on that, press that down. And then look here, that is kind of coming out that bottom corner. Press that down too. So what I'll do with kind of the gems is kind of put them on this red bit here. But look at that. Isn't that pretty? I really like the way that turned out. I like that. I love having this focal point in the center with that solid red and just the outsides of the card with the foil. Right? Just a little bit of shine, not the entire panel. And you definitely needed that focal point in the center of the card to really help your stenciled part to stand out. Okay, you guys, that is my finished card project for today. Pretty simple, nothing too complicated, some foiling, some stenciling, a little bit of stamping and die cutting. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today. I really enjoyed chatting with you guys and creating with something that I haven't pulled out of my stash yet. It just feels great to actually use what you have. So if you guys have this set in your stash, go and use it this weekend. If you don't and you want to purchase it, all the links are below to what I shared, and I will update with the master layouts that I shared as well. But let's head on over. I know Velvet Red is so pretty, Cynthia. It's in foil, it's in paper, so go check that out. I need to get some more too. Let's go head over to Gina K's channel. I know you guys are all subscribers, so you already have it there, but you can always search Gina K Designs, Stamp and TV, Stamp and Chat, you'll find it. But until I see you guys next week, I hope you have a wonderful weekend and happy creating, my friends. I'll see you over in Gina's Live. Bye-bye.